Absolutely.
Welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob,
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
and we are here today to pick some favorite children.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I always struggle with anytime I have to do a film top 10 list. Doesn't matter what the genre. I struggle because I love so many.
Yeah,
And
I had
especially this category.
I had a hell of a time when I was doing my top 20 of the decade. It kept ballooning up to 60, 70. I'd get it down to 25, 30. It'd go back up to 80. And then it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't even attempt to do anything like that. That's just whoa. 10 musicals?
Okay, I'm going to try using English. Oh, good Lord. Thank God my head's attached. There we go.
There we go.
Well, in that case, I say we just dive right in. Let's rip the Band-Aid off for
Well-
poor Jason.
Let's just clarify, okay, what constitutes a musical.
Okay.
Okay, a musical, by definition, has to have like a song and dance number that tells a part of the story, not just somebody performing. So, like Bohemian Rhapsody, not a musical. Those are all performances in the film.
Rocket Man.
Rocketman, on the other hand, I have not seen, but I've heard
No.
it is a musical.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but yeah, it's in the more musical format because he breaks out into song in the middle of a scene.
Right. So it will qualify. I've heard a few things that make Rocketman qualify, but and we're also not including stage productions that have been filmed.
Right.
No, if they
Believe
did
me,
I mean that would make your list 10 times as long.
well, that would change my number one instantly
Yeah.
because I watched Hamilton.
Is it any good?
It's amazing. Okay, my post on Facebook about it, how it made me feel complete. I've listened to that soundtrack for a few years.
Hey.
I love that music, and now to actually see the production, to see the faces, put the faces to the voices. Plus, it was a different performance, so we got to see more gravitas, more just emoting. It was truly a stunning experience, and since there's probably no way I'm ever going to see it live on a stage, at least not anytime soon. You know, the what Disney put it on Disney Plus on Friday, and like I will be rewatching that probably many times.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice.
Okay. So apparently we know Jason's one. Let's start with number 10.
Okay,
Jason, what's your number 10?
my number 10 from 2014, the last 5 years.
I've heard about this.
It stars Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan. It's a really amazing film. But what the premise of it, and what they do is truly original. You've never seen anything quite like it because it tells a story of a couple going through the relationship. But it opens with Anna Kendrick, so it opens with her starting, and she's at the end of the relationship. She's leaving. And then it goes through a number. Then it goes to him where he's at the beginning of the relationship. So as you're watching the movie and you're following her, she's going backwards through, and he's going forwards through. And then halfway through, of course, is where the center point where they cross, like where everything's good, and then everything twists and so on. So you're seeing a relationship both start and finish all at the same time.
Nice.
That is interesting.
And it's
I
got
have heard
some
it's really
beautiful
good.
music. It's some great songs, some fun stuff, really sweet performances, and I love Anna Kendrick. She's probably one of my favorite young actresses going today. She can do no wrong in my book.
I have to admit, I do that too. One of them I would have picked was Pitch Perfect, but like we discussed, that doesn't really quantify as a music.
I almost tried to argue to put it in there. So
Yeah, it would have been on my list too. Even my number one is going to be controversial, so I have two.
all right.
No, I would say none of mine are controversial, although my number 3, I never in my life considered it a musical. And then I was looking at today, I'm like, holy shit, it is. It's going way up there because I also love the movie as a movie.
See, now that's cool when you don't even realize it's a musical.
Exactly.
That makes me wonder if your number 3 is not my number 1.
Let's check out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's check out James's number 10.
My number 10. My number 10 is from 2003. It's The Singing Detective. This is Robert Downey Jr., Mel Gibson. It's based on a British miniseries from like 1993, I believe, and it's a guy, Robert Downey Jr. He's an author, and he's hospitalized with a skin condition, and he starts hallucinating all these musical numbers and like this noir story going on. So it's a very odd movie, and they have like, and they're not really singing. There's musical numbers, but you get like Robert Downey Jr. lip syncing to some classic singing, whatever. But it's done as a musical.
Nice.
Mitch,
I've
never heard of that one.
I better see Sing Street mentioned in here.
Now, what's funny about that is when I first started and I started working on this like right after last week's episode. So, and I had my boys helping me so that I didn't miss anything. And my one son mentioned Sing Street numerous times. I have not got around to watching it.
No, me neither.
Well, Mitch, you're the only one there for that one. And see, now we got to get Mitch and Stefan back on here, and I want to drag you guys on here with them. They have a great.
Those two guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a great. Yeah, a few weeks ago, you guys did a top 10 of something.
Most talked about, I think.
Yeah, I liked that one.
Well, they have a good topic idea. I'll share it with you guys off air because we'll get all 5 of us on here to do it, and I think it's going to be a blast.
I have a good feeling that they're going to join you and Jason with wanting to shut my mic off, but it'll be fun.
Oh, and Greg's back.
Hey, Greg.
Wait, you're my fave, he says.
Wow, that's hurtful.
James has got
Greg.
man. That's I know, right?
That's my buddy who I go visit in Ottawa a couple times a year.
Yeah, I'm not going to go visit him. Forget that.
No, I think it's like the Oscars. He's the newest member, so he's fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my number.
What's your number 10, Rob?
Is Across the Universe.
That was one of my cutoffs.
I love Beatles music, and the way those guys put that together, I just adore that story. Not to mention,
watched it a long time.
They all sound amazing singing it.
I'll give you that.
I've never watched it. I enjoy some Beatles music, but I'm not a huge fan. So like it just didn't capture my interest when it came out. And honestly, I only know a handful of people who have seen it and not rave reviews. So,
well, you have to give it a good, honest watch.
Oh,
pulling that one right now.
I second that. I need to give it a good, honest second watch.
Here's Greg again. Although your other podcasters like wrestling more, the Sid talk was amazing. Did we talk about Sid?
Unless he's been watching yours.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, I've done a couple live feeds with Sid, so maybe that's it. Yeah.
I've only been on one show with Sid.
As have I.
Oh, we'll have to change that again. Get him back on the Madhouse.
Well,
okay.
I gotta ask him again what the movie he had recommended for us, because for the life of me can't remember.
Oh, it was the Gene Hackman one. Oh, yeah, Greg just clarified. It is the Vicious Circle.
Yeah. Greg's a big wrestling fan. Massive wrestling fan.
It was. Is it the Scarecrow?
That sounds familiar.
I want to say Gene Hackman and Al Pacino.
The cast sounds familiar because I remember him talking about it. I just couldn't remember the title.
I remember him referencing Gene Hackman. That's all I can remember.
Yeah. I'll dig it up again, but I think that was it.
Okay. Well,
okay. Jason, on to number 9.
Okay, I cheated a little bit here because I'm putting a movie and its sequel together at this point. And I'm going with Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins Returns.
Judges, do we allow this, judges?
It's not on my list, so I don't care.
Okay.
Just they're just so well.
It's-
The original was just so nostalgic, but Returns just really they in my opinion they were able to catch some of that lightning back in the bottle again.
I remember you talking about this. You had the same. You said you had the same feeling as when you saw Christopher Robin, kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, huge nostalgia, of course.
Okay, I
But
remember
just
that.
they're so well put together. The songs are catchy. The dancing, everything, all the performances are amazing. There's nothing not to love about the Mary Poppins movies, honestly.
And if you remember, Mike Nada was the guy who made the suggestion that we do this topic. He sent a little blurb to me on some of the musicals he would suggest, and
Yeah.
Mary Poppins is on there.
The original.
Yes.
I saw it when I was a kid, but it's just one of those ones like Sound of Music. It's too sappy. I can't watch it again.
Yeah, he wrote, here it is, Mary Poppins, the 1964 version. Great to see Dick Van Dyke at the top of his game or his career. Great to watch with the kids, along with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Bye Bye Birdie. Those are his in that era. Oh,
I can't disagree. And Dick Van Dyke is amazing. So
look at that.
Oh, who's that? Who's that little guy?
My pizza was amazing. Thank you so much, Xander. They did a little stop in, and they got this sticker on the window, and it shows 4 different kinds of pizza, but all in one. 2 slices of pizza. And it's like, what is that? He goes, well, it's a bunch of pizzas put together. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, Tally likes it. And I said, well, if Tal likes it, then I'm going to like it. Order me one. And it was actually really good. It had just regular cheese pizza, 2 pieces, and I ate it and I liked it. Didn't think I would.
Well,
us Bay Sharks, we don't steer you wrong.
No. Musicals and pizza. I will never ever doubt you guys.
There you go.
James, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is from 1993, Cannibal the Musical, the debut film for Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I get a kick out of this one. I get a kick out of this one so much. Every time someone mentions, do you want to build a snowman from Frozen? I just imagine the guy going, let's build a snowman. It's awesome.
I only watched it once, and it was funny, but it didn't stick with me.
Oh, watch it, and then watch the drunk commentary, and then watch the movie again.
That's what we need to do for a view and review.
Yes, I own it. I own it.
Watch the drunk commentary while getting drunk. Yeah.
Yes.
It's meta. It's so meta.
It's meta, and it's meant to be.
Right? Well, mine is a little different from yours, James. Mine's Beauty and the Beast, the live action version.
Ooh, that is on my list as well, just not yet.
Really?
And I made sure to distinguish the live action as well.
Yes, there's a couple I had to distinguish in here, and that's why I did. So the live, not to mention, like I do love the animated one.
Well, it's like the preview, the opening for the preview for Free Guy. And it's like from the studio that brought you Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, twice.
Yes.
Sorry.
I do
Beauty
love
and the
that.
Beast.
No, dude, that is a good intro. You're 100% right. Yeah, I like the live action one just a bit better because it seems like the vocals are more, real. If that makes sense. I know in the animated ones they're singing in the whole bit, but it just seems more real in the live action.
I get that feeling from when I watched Aladdin, which isn't on my list. It was one of the cutoffs. The live action Aladdin.
Oh, we got technical difficulties.
Why? Why? What'd I say?
You like the live action Aladdin?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't say I've never seen it. I just
I gave it an honest watch because it's Guy Ritchie, and
right.
I actually was charmed by it.
I did a preemptive, shut off, so
He kicked himself out.
I've earned it.
Now,
All
Beauty
right.
and the Beast. I'm just gonna say it is on my list. So since you brought it up now, and then when we get to it, we can just brush over it.
Okay.
But again, I cheated and I put both Beauty and the Beast on my list
What? Beauty
together
and the
again.
Beast? Beauty and the Beast / Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, yeah. For higher on my list. Now, okay, yeah, sure. I have the inside on that because I played it in the stage version. So
See,
you
yeah.
know, because of that, I can say I played the same role as Sir Ian McKellen. That's
I'll allow it.
that's a fabulous.
Judges say it's
But I do understand what you're saying, Rob, where you think the music does sound a little more real with the live action because it is live action. So you're going to get that element. You get a lot more emotion from live or real faces, right?
yeah.
So that does add something to it. But you can't totally discount the animated because
Oh no.
it
No,
was that original story. That's what it gave us, like.
I did find the live action to be a little funnier than the animated.
Oh yeah, they can
Mostly,
definitely do more sight gags for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
But to
And
me,
with that type of movie, they could squeeze in some humor that kids might miss, but the adults would catch a little bit. The stuff
Yeah.
with LeFou and all that.
Yeah.
but you're right. The animated Be Our Guest, nothing tops the animated version of Be Our Guest. It's Busby Berkeley in animation. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jason, number 8.
Number 8, still in the Disney wheelhouse, The Jungle Book, 1967.
Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
Oh, the
That's
old one.
the original Jungle Book.
Original Jungle Book.
The original.
It's been
It
ages.
Yeah, but I still watch it on a regular basis. My granddaughter enjoys it, so we watched that. We've watched that a few times with her. Bare Necessities, probably one of my favorite songs of all time. All the performances in that, all those voices were just perfect, and it's just what's not to love. Disney can do no wrong, and that's why Disney is like half of my list, I think.
Well, they do have a bit of a monopoly on musicals. A
Somewhat.
little bit.
Okay, yeah. Mitch says, I Want to Be Like You remains one of the greatest Disney songs of all time.
Oh yeah. I have not seen the Jon Favreau, the live action CGI, whatever you want to call it. I have not seen that version, so I have not heard Christopher Walken's rendition of "Be Like You."
I have, and I don't remember.
If I could do an impression, I could figure it out.
Everybody can do a Walken. Okay, so James, number 8.
My number 8 is from 2007, and it's Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Ooh.
And I didn't watch this one until earlier this year for the first time. And I've had it for 10, 12 years.
Uh-huh. It's kind of like
one that I never watched.
it's kind of like having a copy of Puddle Troopers or whatever it is and not watching it, right?
Yeah, where is that?
It's still on my shelf there.
Now that thing's hard to find. It's not like I can just buy another one and let you have that, like Train to Busan.
No, it's not. I know where it
is. Anyway, yeah, no, but I was always intrigued by it because Tim Burton can be hit or miss, but I'm like an 18A musical, Johnny Depp looking kind of badass with the white and black hair, and I don't know. And then I finally watched it, and I'm like, it's a very odd movie, and like it's very unsettling to have like a very graphically violent musical going on, but there's something about the music that draws you in.
But see, that's just it too. It's outside the wheelhouse, which makes it interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a subgenre of horror musicals.
I would say
Sweeney Todd, Anna and the Apocalypse, Evil Dead the musical hasn't been made into a film yet, unfortunately. Repo Man, the genetic opera.
Oh, Repo the Genetic Opera. Yeah, I remember when that came out. I thought it was pretty good because it was Darren Lynn Bousman, and then they were pissed because Repo Men came out and they thought they were ripping them off.
Oh,
but I mean, wasn't a musical, and it was based on a book. So, yeah, Repo Genetic Opera was also one of my cutoffs.
Well, my number 8 is again a little different from yours, James. It is a Don Bluth classic, Land Before Time.
Oh, the original.
that's a
The
musical?
original. I adore the original. Yes.
I saw that. I saw that in the theater when it first came out.
Wait a minute. Now I'm having second thoughts. Is the first one a musical?
I don't
I
recall.
honestly never watched any of them. I know my kids did, but I never actually watched any of those
but
movies.
but there's like 12 sequels to it, so who knows?
Yeah. Okay. The Land
And
Before
that,
Time franchise. There we go. Now it's officially a musical.
All right.
All right, Jason. Everybody knows Land Before Time. There's no big talk about that, other than Ducky being the most amazing. Jason, number 7.
Cutie little dinosaurs. What more to talk about?
Exactly.
Number 7, 2007's Hairspray.
Oh, yes.
It's one of my wife's favorite films that we have watched ad nauseum, and it doesn't matter. I just love that movie. It is so much fun. While telling a serious message about segregation and so on, the performances are top notch, hilarious, but perfect. John Travolta as Edna, and Christopher Walken as the husband. They have a beautiful song together. You're timeless to me. It's just, I'll honestly, a dream role is for me to play Edna. I would love to play Edna at some point in my life.
And
I
that
remember
highly doubt
you
it'll ever
saying
happen.
that.
that one was on my list. It didn't make the top 10, but it was on my list.
I haven't seen that one, but I have heard you talk about it before, Jason.
Oh,
It just, everybody's so great in that movie. And like, again, my wife, we watch that multiple times a year, and I don't care. I'll watch it again anytime.
okay. So, James, number 7.
Number seven. Well, this is a quick one. Beauty and the Beast live action.
Okay. That was a fast one.
And the only thing I'll add to that is I just love the new original song they wrote for it that Josh Groban sings during the credits. The Evermore.
Yeah, that was added for that film.
Oh, so good. So good.
Because there is an entirely different song that the Beast sings, at least in the stage version. I don't even think it was in the animated version. It's a completely different song. So that song was made for that film.
Yeah, and it's a crime that it didn't get nominated and then win the best song at the Oscars, in my opinion.
It is a good song. It is a good song.
Yeah. I've already gushed over that film. So,
Yeah.
nothing more I need to say.
So what's yours?
My number 7 is Aladdin, the animated series. The animated, not series, the animated
okay.
film. Yes. Anytime you get Robin Williams singing any song, period. Okay. But Diamond in the Rough, that I love that song. And the one at the end, not the Whole New World. There we go. I drew a blank for a second. Iconic song.
I wanted Aladdin to be on my list, but I couldn't. As much nostalgia as it holds, I had to make cuts. It hurt. So.
Oh yeah. I was kind of giggling at you guys, and then I actually got into my list, and it's crap, they're right. This is kind of
Yeah, I had 10 right off the bat, and then it was like, oh, this, and this, and then I had to take it to work today, and then type it up, and I'm like, oh, and then I found another one, and then I had to drop one down and move one up, and then
rearrange.
But I had it just before I left work.
See, you could make a top 10 list of just best Disney musicals. Like, there's just so many great ones,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, now we're on to number 6.
Number 6.
Jason, what?
1980. 1980 Popeye.
Is that a musical?
It is a musical. It's a
don't know
musical.
that
It was a bomb, but I adore that movie, and my wife adores that movie. Every time we bring it up in conversation, we get reminded that my wife skipped school to stay home to watch Popeye one day when she was in public school. Like, but it's so goofy and weird, but the songs are catchy as all hell, and it's just so much fun. And it's Robin Williams just in his prime, just all in on that character.
Yes. I got to go with you on that. You know, it's so underrated. And I think it's one of those ones, just like Mork and Mindy, was ahead of its time. You know?
It's so good. Damn it. This is also going to make me want to watch all half these movies. Like,
right?
I don't know that I ever saw the whole thing, but anyway.
No, it's all good. Keep talking.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Number 6.
Number 6. Just from 2016, La La Land.
Really?
Yeah, I was very impressed because I didn't, as much as I liked Whiplash, I did not think this movie looked any good at all from the previews that were just mostly musical numbers. And I was kind of blown away by how much I enjoyed the movie.
I have to admit,
I would agree.
I have to see it still.
And how much
that was one that I had to cut, and it wasn't easy. But I saw that movie multiple times. It was on the cruise when I went on that cruise years ago. So we saw it again on the cruise after just watching it like a week before at home. And it is so good. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling really had some great chemistry.
And it was one of the movies that prompted me to go onto Twitter because I wanted to tweet to Kevin Smith because the ending I thought was so much like the ending to Chasing Amy. And I looked and I was not the only one with that idea, so I didn't bother. I figured he'd heard it enough.
Okay, my number 6. Well, it's a classic. It's Grease.
Oh,
you know, I sadly being a DJ, I can't get away from any event where I have to play at least 3 of these songs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, Grease Lightning. You're the one that I want, and oh my God, what's that first opening one called?
Grease.
So I would say.
Grease is the word.
No, out on the beach, she was swimming.
Summer Lovin'.
Summer Lovin'. There we go. Yeah, I'm a DJ.
I'd say I've been blessed and never have heard any of those songs at any weddings I've attended.
Really, those DJs suck.
Yep. Those are like staples.
So does the movie.
Hey.
I'm not.
Come on now.
Because I bumped him out earlier for no reason, so I gotta leave him.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a freebie.
Now I love Grease, but cuts had to be made. So that's all I can say there. And I loved Grease 2. I know it's cheesy as all hell, but Grease 2 still had some moments for me that I like.
As bad as Grease is, Grease 2 is so much worse.
Dude.
Well, I will admit that it is worse. I will admit that.
When Bon and I were together, one of her best friends we used to go visit up in the Toronto area was Melissa. And every time we went up there, she would say, Grease 2 is her favorite movie. Grease 2 is her favorite movie. I found it for her, bought it for Christmas. We went up there, and she's like, yes, let's watch it. We got 20 minutes in, and she took it out of the DVD player.
Didn't hold up, huh?
I'll tell you one, and there's no way it was ever going to make my list. I watched Cats.
Oh yeah, you did.
I watched
too.
Cats. Yeah, because you saw me live Facebooking all the timestamps for what was going on. I took it to my friend's place. She shut it off after a half hour. She could not watch it.
I'm refusing to watch that film.
I did it out of morbid curiosity. It's so bad. I had to tell people what was going on.
But I notoriously will watch crap. But
true, he will.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I understand. I had to find a reason to keep going through it, and I did, and it was funny.
All right. Number 5.
5.
Jason.
My number 5, 1986 is Little Shop of Horrors.
That was a cutoff.
I just did a local production. That has nothing to do with it. I have loved Little Shop of Horrors from day one.
It's charming.
I love that movie, and there is an alternate version. Like there's a theatrical version that most people have seen, but there is a different ending. It's a darker ending, and there's another song that was not in the original theatrical.
It's super dark. Oh my god!
Because that's how the actual play ends. Is dark.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like the original fairy tales. It's a very nasty ending.
Yes, it is.
It is not happy. No.
But there's also another song that's in that alternate version that a lot of people don't know. It's called "Mean Green Mother from Outer Space," and
I thought that was in
the end of the movie. No, it's not.
No,
it's not in the theatrical cut.
This will show you how long ago I DJ'd. I had that cassette, and it was a bonus track on the cassette because it wasn't in the movie.
Oh, nice. Exclusive.
Yes. James, I'm going to preempt you because my number 5 is Little Shop of Horrors.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
When you get Steve Martin singing a song, "'Cause I'm Your Dentist," I mean, like, how can you not love this film?
Yep. Bill Murray's cameo in that scene.
I still like the Suddenly Seymour song.
Yes. Feed me. Sorry, that has nothing to do with your song, James. I just had to say it.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, what was her name? Audrey Cummins?
Audrey's the character name.
Oh wait, that's right.
She's the one from Pump Up the Volume.
The teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was looking it up while we were doing the view and review.
Yep. That's right. Okay, James. Now we'll jump back to you. Number 5 from 1980, Blues Brothers.
Nice.
I had that originally lower. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Now, wait a minute.
It counts. Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin scenes make it a musical.
Yeah, right in the diner and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I had that moment too. I'm like, wait a minute. She just breaks right out into song. I'm like, that's a musical.
Yep.
If you look at it on IMDb, it lists it comedy, blah blah, and musical. Like it's listed as one of its genre titles.
You can't actually do that though because Bohemian Rhapsody is listed as a musical too.
Yeah, it's
okay. Then we can't count. We can't really rely on it.
You're right.
But the Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin scene does make it a musical.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but had I not remembered that scene, I may not have put it on my list. So yeah, the movie's just awesome from beginning to end. It stands alone. There is no sequel. It will not be spoken of, and that's
talking about sequel. Don't think what.
That's what I said. There is no sequel.
Yeah, I know. So why are you even saying the word?
Because someone out there is like, but I love Blues Brothers.
Yeah. And if they were on the show, they would get kicked off.
Yes, because it's awful.
Hey, I love John Goodman, but
I do too. That's the tough part. You know, you want to love it because of John, but
no.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
No.
All right. Number 4. Jason, what you got?
We can gloss over this real quick. Beauty and the Beast. Again, I listed the animated and the live action together at this point. That was my number 4.
Interesting.
All right. In that case, what you got, James?
My number 4 from 2012, the latest iteration of Les Mis live action. Not that they've done an animated, but yeah, the Hugh Jackman and Hathaway one. This is another one where I was surprised because there's not a single spoken word in this movie, I'm pretty sure. Everything is sung. But I had never seen a version of Les Mis at all. And so this was my first time. I'd heard songs growing up, but never actually seen a stage production or the movie that had Liam Neeson that wasn't a musical or this one that was a musical. And then it came out. I loved it. It's great. And I have the extended soundtrack. It's amazing.
I did too. Again, cuts had to be made, but I do love that movie.
Oh, look who decided to join us. Dr. Steve-O.
Steve-O!
Top 10 musicals? Cats.
That's the proper Steve-O answer, of course.
The new version with no buttholes. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed Cats briefly.
Yeah, oddly enough, done by the same guy who did Les Mis. So
yeah, that's why people had hope. But then, as soon as they started seeing footage and whatnot, people lost their minds.
Well, my number 4 was different, but I had to change it because it was Phantom of the Opera, but it only is a filmed production. The movie sucks swamp water through a straw. It's horrible.
Okay, sorry. Back up a second. Wait, what did you say?
The Phantom of the Opera was what I did have.
Okay.
But again, there's nothing out there for that production other than a filmed stage play, which doesn't count in here. So I had to change it. And with that one, I went Nightmare Before Christmas.
I saw that in the theater when it first came out, and I haven't seen it since. And I don't have a good reason why.
Really?
Yeah.
Steve jumps in. I only saw the stage production of Les Mis. See, I haven't seen either, so I can't.
I love Les Mis, but Russell Crowe did not really fit that role. Everybody else was fantastic, but Russell Crowe did not fit that role in Les Mis.
I heard there may have been a bit of miscasting.
Yeah. Everybody else was great, though. And Anne Hathaway, that Oscar-winning performance.
I would say
stunning,
I'd say he can sing. He's not the best singer, and he was far outclassed by everyone else, but he can still sing.
So this is interesting. During Les Mis, we talk about Les Mis. And during Nightmare Before Christmas, we talk about Les Mis. What?
That was Stevel's fault.
Exactly. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas puts him to sleep every time. That's what they planned.
You know, I'm not a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas.
No,
I never watched it back in the day. Crystal and I finally sat down to watch it because we love like Coraline and some of the other Tim Burton stop motion stuff. But Nightmare Before Christmas just didn't catch us, either one of us.
I remember enjoying it in the theater, and a lot more than Corpse Bride. But for some reason, I just never went back to it. And it might have been because there was years and years and years before it was, I think before it was even available on home video. And then they just started
have a weird home release thing, yeah.
Then they just started releasing it every single Christmas. So I really had no excuse. So one of these days I'll get back to it.
but that's why it's a fun movie, because you can watch it during Halloween or you can watch it during Christmas.
This is true.
I'd rather just not watch it at all.
And that's why we're on number 3.
Wow.
What you got, Jason?
My number 3 from 1982, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Nice.
I've only ever heard the title.
It's fantastic, so much fun, and Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton, Jim Nabors, Dom DeLuise. It's just, there is so much fun. The songs, almost every single song is catchy and fun, but it also features the best rendition of I Will Always Love You, because it was originally a Dolly Parton song. Whitney Houston made it into a power ballad, if you will. And her version is great in that context. But if you watch Best of Whorehouse in Texas, you will see the most sweet and tender rendition of that song. And to me, that is the better version.
I agree with you.
Interesting.
I absolutely love Dolly's version above Whitney's. Like, Whitney's has its spot in that movie, The Bodyguard, because that's one of my favorite movies. But Dolly's version of her song is the best. And I've only seen pieces of the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I've never actually seen the entire film.
The
I've never
whole
seen
movie
it.
is just a lot of fun.
I've never
It's
seen
so
anything.
silly.
Never seen a poster. Never seen the case. Never seen a clip.
Oh, I have the DVD, and
Like James
you know,
said, work.
there you go. It's just, I just absolutely love that movie, and yeah, that's all I can say.
James, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is the one that I nearly didn't include on the list. Labyrinth.
So the one you didn't almost include is up to number 3.
Yeah, well, because Labyrinth. Who doesn't love Labyrinth to death?
Coincidentally, my number 3 is Labyrinth.
Hey!
Now, what's funny is I forgot Labyrinth. It's not even okay.
I almost did too. I had to go into IMDb again. They're not exactly specific with the musical genre, but I was looking at them like David Bowie does sing twice in the movie, and then there's the scene with those orange guys that start playing soccer with their heads and stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's definitely musical for sure. I forgot about it, so it's not on my list. I don't think it would make my top 10 though, so I would have to add that to my honorable mentions list.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, I absolutely adore that film. That was the first time I think I saw Jennifer Connelly act. And anytime you have Jim Henson and his Muppets, you know it's just going to be a hoot, you know. And like I said, they're playing soccer with their heads. I love that part, you know. And that little inchworm that she meets on the wall.
Oh God! Don't go that way. Never go that way.
Yep. Or the door knockers too. She has to take the handle out of the window.
God!
Yep.
Oh my God! Or not the door knockers. The guys that were they're behind that coat of arms.
Oh yes.
One of us tells the
Yeah.
truth, and one
The
of us
traditional
lies.
riddle of the two doors and on which one leads to certain death. That's a traditional riddle, and they made it fun.
Certain doom. Ooh.
And then that whole thing with the hands, that big well that she falls in. All
Helping hands.
Yeah, and they start talking like this. That's
She said,
brilliant.
"Down."
Yeah, so okay, it's definitely earned its spot there. So
All right, so 3 Labyrinth. So Jason.
no, his was Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Now we're on
3. Okay, so 2.
Now we're on number 2.
I'm forgetting the direction.
My number 2, 1975, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, tell me, I knew that was going to be on here.
I knew it would be on somebody's.
It would have been number 1
I knew it.
until
Really?
something happened. Yes,
Really?
it would have been number 1, but
Wow.
then something got pointed out to me, and it got shifted. So Rocky Horror,
Don't spoil it.
come on, Rocky Horror. It is Rocky
It's-
Horror. There is no other film like it.
James,
Well, I'll give you that. It's-
James,
What?
he already told us his number 1 at the beginning of the show, remember?
No, he said
No, I
he took
didn't.
it off. No. He
No.
said he wanted to
I thought you
include
said
Hamilton.
that was your number 1.
No, it would have been if we were including stage performances.
Very good. Okay, never mind then. I stand corrected.
We're still in suspense.
So
Rocky
yeah,
would-
Rocky Horror.
It's just it's one of those ones to sit and watch it. You have to be in a theater environment with a bunch of other people. Otherwise, it doesn't have the same impact.
I've only seen it on Halloween with some friends in a house, not in a theater.
I have been lucky enough to see a staged version here in town.
Yeah.
St. Clair College out of Windsor did a production a few years ago, and I was lucky enough to see that.
Different movie.
I've never been able to go to.
No. A friend of mine, a different movie, but a friend of mine was lucky enough to see a live, an actual theatrical version of The Room with Tommy Wiseau in there for a Q&A. I know it's not Rocky Horror, but it's a similar kind of experience, I'm told.
Other than being completely not related, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to find a theater that was still doing like a midnight screening with the full audience participation and whatnot. I would absolutely love for that.
Yeah.
But I will say the stage production that I saw here in town, they did encourage audience participation for the most part. You just couldn't bring all the props because they didn't want rice being thrown around and squirt guns being shot off and all that stuff.
But see, that's what I mean. Other than the stage production or in a theater environment, the movie itself, just watching it doesn't hold up for me the way it does in those environments.
No.
So,
It'll always have a special place in my heart. Always.
oh, that I have no doubt. Like I said, I knew it was going to show up on your list. I was just waiting to figure out where.
I mean, I have a Frankenfurter costume, okay?
Right?
I have one. I still have it.
So, James, what's your number 2?
My number 2 was almost my number 1. I saw this play back in grade 7, I think, and I've loved it ever since. And when the movie came out in 2004, I wasn't sure I would like it, and I ended up liking it more. And it's Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
And I was right from the start. I got chills. I don't know what
That's
it was.
the one with Gerard Butler, right?
That's the one with Gerard Butler and Emmy Rossum, yeah, and Patrick Wilson, who's a phenomenal singer. So,
have you seen the stage production?
I have. I saw it in grade 7 in Toronto at the Pantages Theatre.
And you still like the movie?
I love the movie. I love the movie more than the stage production now. Granted, I haven't seen the stage production since the late 80s when I was in grade 7. I still got the 2-tape set from my older brother in my kitchen. But I was surprised by how much I loved the movie, and just over the years, yeah, I like the movie more. And I don't know if it's because it's 2 different mediums. It's 2 entirely different mediums.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm wondering if maybe that's why I'm not a fan of the movie as much as I am the stage production.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to admit I never watched the movie. Okay, I have not, because I've heard nothing good about Gerard Butler's performance.
Really?
I heard Patrick Wilson was great. I heard Emmy Rossum was great, but I've heard nothing good about Gerard Butler's performance in that film.
He was amazing.
That has been enough to keep me away.
Honest watch.
Oh,
Oh,
he pulled it out.
how dare you, sir?
I triple dog dare you.
He's
I just think it was really well done, and I thought Gerard Butler has a really good singing voice. This being pretty much the only time he's ever done it. Oh wait.
Well, I will give it a good, honest watch, and give you a report back on that.
Cool.
See, and
Roberto.
With me, it's just the fact that I got to see people like Derek Davis, Colm Wilkinson, Paul Stanley. I got to see them perform the Phantom.
I got to see Colm Wilkinson. We got to go in there, and when we saw the show, it was Colm Wilkinson and Susie Cuthbert.
Yep.
But who was the main chick with the long black hair?
The female lead.
The female
I only know
lead
from the original English production.
We saw Susie Cuthbert, who was the understudy when we were there with our school. But we got to have a Q&A. We got to sit there, and she came out and sat on the stage, and she was talking to our class. And it was I can't remember her name because I don't have the program that my brother used to have. It was the girl with the long black hair. She was the main Christine Daae for the stage production.
I probably wrong.
Sarah Brightman?
No.
Because she didn't come to Canada.
No, this is Toronto.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it Rebecca somebody?
I want to say yes. Yes.
Crap.
I only know Colm Wilkinson and Paul Stanley is connected to that role in Toronto. I don't know who played Christine. I can't remember who we had when I saw it. When I saw it in Toronto, we had like the second understudy to Colm Wilkinson, and that was upsetting.
Rebecca
But
Kane.
years later,
Rebecca Kane. I just looked it up. Yeah, we got to talk. We got to talk and ask questions of her. But when we saw the show, it was Susie Cuthbert.
Yeah, that's. Now I want to
Anyway.
see the. Okay.
what's your number two, Rob?
My number two is another animated movie, and this one I watched a long time ago with Ryan and Shannon when they were little, and I think I watched it more than they ever did.
American Tail.
No.
No, I was a guess.
Road to El Dorado.
Oh, I never saw that one.
That's a fun flick. That is a fun flick.
That's Kevin Kline and Armand Asante, right?
Nope, Kenneth Branagh. Armand Asante's in it, but the main two are Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Because Edward James Olmos is in it as well.
Oh, nice.
And oh my God, what's her name from White Man Can't Jump?
Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez. There we go. Thank you. And a soundtrack by Elton John and Tim Rice. Like,
that does sound familiar. I think they were up for music or a song at the Oscars that year.
Yes. Not Someday Out of the Blue, the very opening song.
Oh, I can't help you there.
And I can't help myself either. So
Number one.
I still watch that one over and over and over.
I still have yet to see it.
Dude.
It's not
I remember watching it numerous times with my kids and rewatching it. Like I caught a good chunk of it on TV like less than a year ago. It still holds up. It's a fun flick.
Oh, interesting. Absolutely. I'll TiVo the horse. That's my favorite. Anyway, number one. Jason.
Number one.
My number one was
Suspense.
James's number 4.
Oh.
And that's why I didn't say much about it. The Blues Brothers.
No, my number 4 was Les Mis.
Oh,
Number
I thought
5
it
was
was
Blues Brothers.
Okay, well, Blues Brothers is my number 1.
Okay,
and
that doesn't surprise me.
And with the soul searching I did to put this list together, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, Blues Brothers is probably my favorite film of all time, period.
Really?
I just absolutely love every single second, every single bit of that movie. I just love it so much. And the fact that even Xander loves it. Like, Tally, he enjoyed it. He didn't love it like I did, but Xander did wholeheartedly. You know, it's such a fantastic film.
While it's not my favorite movie of all time and it's not my number 1 here, I defy you to find something wrong with that movie and not deserve a smack in the mouth.
You're right.
I got nothing. I haven't seen it.
What?
I have not seen it.
What?
You've never seen Blues Brothers?
The original.
The Blues Brothers. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I was still back on Les Mis. The Blues Brothers, yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay. I was about to kick you off this podcast.
What the hell?
Hey!
Here.
Like, give me the logins for everything.
He kicked himself off the pot.
No, I was going to, permanently kick him out. Like,
what?
Dude, you have no idea how much that upset me.
I have seen Blues Brothers. I have. Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Now that Jason's heart's going again. All right, James, what's your number 1?
My number one. I fell in love with this movie before I ever saw it. I fell in love with the soundtrack, and I knew I would love the movie. We never got it at the theater, not officially.
Big Adventure is not a musical.
We didn't. What?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is not a musical.
I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
What?
No, I know.
Off you go.
I was never a fan of the Pee Wee Herman character. It never amused me. Anyway, we never got this movie proper. We didn't get it until Family Favorites and stuff. I did see it at Western Film. They were showing they were showing it there, and my best friend and his wife was like, "Do you want to go see it?" I'm like, "Fuck yes!" And it is The Greatest Showman.
I should have seen that one.
That is a fantastic film. It's in my honorable mentions. It came close to being in my top 10.
I get chills.
Close.
I get chills just listening to the soundtrack, and it's I can't not have it at number one.
I revisit the video of "This Is Me" on YouTube all the time. That song in particular is one of the greatest anthems ever made.
When they're doing the audition kind of thing where they're trying to get the movie greenlit.
I've watched that, and that's good. No, I'm talking actual footage from the film, but it's like a lyric video where they have the lyrics up on the screen as well.
I
love that song.
I repeatedly watched the one. It's a whole session which includes "This Is Me," but it's them, their last ditch effort to get it greenlit by the studio, and they have Hugh Jackman there, and they have one of the other songwriters singing the part for him because he has, and they have an intro telling you that he just had some skin cancer cut out of his nose, so he wasn't going to be performing. So he gets there, and he's so moved by what the other guy's doing, he starts singing along and then takes over. Can't not be my number one.
All right, I gotta watch that film. I keep humming and hawing.
Yes, you do.
There's your homework.
Okay, I will do that.
You got to watch Greatest Showman. I got to watch Phantom of the Opera, and James has to watch Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Oh yes.
And if you like James, I'll drop the DVD off to you.
Okay. All right, Robert, number one.
Well, how well do you guys think you know me? What do you think my number one is?
I don't know if it's considered a musical.
I'm trying to think.
But I have a suspicion there's the color purple involved, and I don't mean the movie The Color Purple.
Purple Rain?
That was going to be what I picked, but I don't think it does fall under.
I've never seen Purple Rain.
Neither have I. I've never watched it.
The music is important to the story, but no one ever just breaks out into song. It's always performed.
Okay, see, that's like Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff.
Yeah.
Or Blinded by the Light.
So that is not my official number one.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of an
indie
indie horror.
A musical of Star Wars. Han Solo didn't have a big musical number, so it can't be
I'm trying to think of an indie horror musical, but
everybody assumes I love horror.
Oh, is it The Devil's Carnival? It's a Darren Lynn Bousman. So it's a Darren Lynn Bousman horror musical. I assume you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it.
It's what I'm here for.
Yes.
All right, suspense.
Hang on. Stephanie just messaged in about Hugh Jackman. With Hugh Jackman, it's an incredible series. I'm assuming she's talking about The Greatest Showman. Oh, and her favorite is Rocket Man.
I haven't.
I need to watch that movie.
I started watching it because
it's good. Because I didn't get to finish it.
Because it's weird because I heard so much about Bohemian Rhapsody and I was a little let down when I watched it, and I didn't think Rocket Man looked that good, so I have mixed feelings about how I may react to it. I don't know.
Well, my number one, it proved to me that Ewan McGregor can sing.
Oh, no.
Really?
Moulin Rouge.
That's awful. Oh.
It is not. What? Okay.
It's good.
Apparently, I get to finish this by myself.
Come on now.
I deserve that one.
I wasn't totally ripping on you.
I deserve that one.
Although
I will say, Cats made me appreciate Moulin Rouge.
Oh, dude, I'm just bumping you for that too.
Oh, Cats.
I enjoyed Moulin Rouge. I love the scene with where it's Roxanne with I can't remember what the other song is, but that scene is phenomenal. But
I'll
the whole movie as a whole just doesn't hold me enough.
I'll say one thing about Moulin Rouge. It reminded me how good of a song Your Song by Elton John is.
Yes.
I had forgotten all about that song, so I'll give it that.
I also love the love medley, they call it, where they mixed the modern music, because it's got I Was Made for Loving You, Crazy Love Songs. It's got all of these musical songs, and they play one verse of it or one line, and then she responds with a response to what he just said in that same music. So it was a nice twist in there, you know. And the actors, my God, John Leguizamo, Jim Broadbent, Nicole Kidman, Ewan McGregor just killed it.
Oh yeah, it's a good movie. It is good. It just there was something about it that just didn't hold me enough.
Well, I know the first time I watched it, that first 15 minutes confused the snot out of me, because it's just boom, 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 boom. And it's not till they actually get to the Moulin Rouge that the movie kind of starts and goes normal again.
They do go a little hyper kinetic at times.
Yes. But to me, that just adds to it a little bit. Other than that opening, which confused me at the first time I saw it, but everything else, I absolutely love it.
I'll have to give it a second watch one of these days.
Where's my freaking mouse? There it is. Kenny is back. Kenny Casanova. My number one is Terminator Genesis on ice. A short run, but wonderful. Thank you, Kenny. He's got to get Terminator Genesis in there.
All right. I'm sorry I missed that version.
Right?
It would have made that an actual palatable film.
Maybe.
Oh, come now.
We're not getting into that debate again.
No, not this show. But there we go. There's our top 10. And for people curious about it, I've already got it posted in the Movie Madhouse page, our top 10 list. So they can go there, print it out, put it on a wall in poster form, and just start watching all of these things.
Yeah.
I will throw up in the comment section, I will throw up my honorable mentions list.
Please do.
So, because we mentioned a few of them, but there's a few that have not been mentioned at all. And there's a web series that I think should be mentioned here. And I'm going to throw that out right now. Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog by Joss Whedon.
Oh, that was good. I have that DVD. I have that DVD on my shelf. Unfortunately,
it's a web series, so it wouldn't count technically for this list. But it is a lot of fun.
I would count it because you can play the DVD as one whole thing. But I had completely forgotten about it.
Stephanie's got a question. She said, Much Ado About Nothing, but she can't remember if it's a musical.
I've not watched that, but that's another Joss Whedon one where they filmed it in his backyard.
Yeah, I don't think it's a musical. There's more than one version.
So either.
That he shot that after Avengers or after Avengers Age of Ultron. I can't remember. But there's also a version from years ago with like Keanu Reeves and I think Michael Keaton. I know Keanu Reeves is in it. But no, I don't think it's a musical.
Well, Kenny's got one. Oh, sorry. This one right here. Annie, the first film, actually is his favorite. That's his favorite.
I saw that a few times as a kid.
1982, and it almost made my top 10, but I had to.
Jason has to stress 1982.
Yes,
first one.
Well, yes. I'm not getting into that rant again, but that 1982 Annie, you got Carol Burnett as Miss Hannigan, Albert Finney as Daddy Warbucks, Tim Curry and Bernadette Peters as Rooster and his wife. Like, just a phenomenal cast.
And some little girl as Annie.
So Kenny, I repeated into my head as a kid. Fond memories, even though not so manly.
I actually was thinking about that because, again, it almost made it into my top 10, and I had to trim. But it made me think, I've always thought, even I can remember even seeing it back then, I wanted to know more about the Punjab character. As racially sensitive as it might be, I get a feeling, are you familiar with what they've done with Alfred from the Batman series, like what they've been doing with him lately?
No.
They made a series called Pennyworth, which is like his days as a military operative and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And I kind of always felt like the Punjab character might have had a backstory like that.
See, that'd be interesting.
And that's why he works with Daddy Warbucks, because there was some sort of he's got a war history or something,
Let's see. Kenny said, "Look at him go. He's an Annie Mark like me."
Oh, absolutely.
The Annie girl does Star Wars cartoon voices now.
Oh, cool.
I like her already.
Interesting.
There we go. So now remember, next week.
Mysteries?
Yes.
Is it just
Classics.
Classic film noir mysteries.
did we have
So
a year
anything prior to 1980, I think, is what we agreed on.
prior to 1980? Okay.
Yes. So everybody make sure to tune in. I'm going to see if I can't set it up a little bit ahead of time so people know when we're going to talk about that one. Because I see a lot of people being interested.
Okay.
I definitely got to dig into homework on that. So
Yeah.
I just made a notation to remind myself pre-1980.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this week. For another week at the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we will see everybody later.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.